was that the bare knuckle fighting championship people had made an offer to Mike Tyson to the tune of $20 million. Again, even that's a rumor, not officially confirmed, but that seems to be what everybody believes and not being disputed by the bare knuckle people. That they made $20 million offer to bring Mike Tyson in to fight Shannon Briggs in a bare knuckle contest. I don't know what any other rules beyond that, although having covered bare knuckle boxing, I can tell you it is a brutal 2 minutes. And I covered that fight in Florida, and everybody I talked to, winner or loser, took serious injuries participating in that event. I'm talking about broken bones. Everybody had cuts. I mean, you might find an exception to that rule here or there. Maybe this guy wasn't cut. Maybe this guy's hands weren't busted up. But everybody was battered in that thing. And it's an enjoyable thing to watch if you really like the slapping of knuckle on bone. But the idea that two guys their age.
Does anyone really want to see someone of that age do this? Like, genuinely. No, seriously, like, let's be real talk. Like, I like Mike Tyson. I don't want to see him permanently injured because of something like this.
I don't even want to see him in a boxing ring. When we talked about this last week, it wasn't a conversation about bare knuckle.
I'm thinking, like, Floyd Mayweather-style exhibition fights, not, like, bare knuckle boxing. That's a very different type of exhibition. Do you get what I mean? Like,
no, I'm going further than you, Michelle. I'm saying I don't want to see him in the squared circle. I don't want to see Mike Tyson in shorts, stepping through the ropes, ready to punch and be punched. He's an icon in our sport. The standing that this guy has and the progress he's made in his mental health and physically, yeah, it's great. He looks fit. I'm happy about that. He's also got a fucking Snow White beard. Like, what are you guys doing? How thirsty and gross are we? There are plenty of capable young fighters that have an opportunity to make their name and be champions, and we can wait on seeing who becomes the next Mike Tyson, if you will, if there ever will be one. But to try to drag the real Mike Tyson out of his house and pull him into a boxing ring, much less a bare knuckle brawling cage, to fight just for our amusement, I think is sick. Like, we have to, as an audience, be like, yo, you're worth more than that to us now. You did that already. We respect it. Like, the career is wonderful. The end, I mean, you know, I don't even, the thing is, it forces us to talk about the end. Does anybody even remember the name Kevin McBride? Like, no. But that's the guy who beat Mike Tyson, like, on his stool, like, he quit against so if it had 10 years ago, when Mike was 43, this was a terrible idea.
Right.
He's 53 years old. Like,
I completely agree with you. Like, could not agree more. I think this is a terrible decision. I care more about his health than us getting a few minutes of entertainment on our televisions, quite frankly. So I think that there should be a cap to these men returning at certain ages. I just don't think it's healthy. Like, it's not healthy at what point? Like, if we claim to care about our athletes, right? We claim to care about their health, but whoever sanctions this does not care.
Yeah, well, go ahead.
Here's the thing. I want to read this, in case no one's read it. This is from the BKFC president, David Feldman. He said, we made a $20 million offer to Mike Tyson and his team the other day. To be quite frank, they were very concerned about messing up his legacy and stuff like that. So we'll see where it goes the next couple of days. Now, I'm going to read between the lines, and stuff like that probably also means that they're still a bit, they should be concerned about his health. And I know that there's been talk about it possibly being against Shannon Briggs, although that was not confirmed at all. But we know that Shannon Briggs has a deal with BKFC. So that's a bit different, isn't it? So they're assuming that that's a fight they can match up. But the question that I beg, and I know that you want to ask as well, is does the fans actually want to see this? Do they actually want to see Mike Tyson return in a bare knuckle fight? Like, let's really, really think about that, because you're talking about potentially damaging someone's health to the point of no return. Okay? It's like my dad's in his late 50s. Even if he was even if he was a fighter or an athlete in his day, there's no way in hell I'm gonna want to see my father go in a ring and potentially get beat up.
I think quarantine has given everybody cabin fever. Like, these are not the only two fighters talking about making senseless comebacks. I heard Evander Holyfield, who I sat down with in Las Vegas during Wilder Fury Fight Week. An incredible guy, like a wonderful ambassador to the sport, a career to be lauded. And man, who is clearly delusional if he thinks there's a future for him inside the boxing ring. But I'm almost going to give like everybody a pass and hope that once the gates actually open up, that people come back to their senses. Like, we're just sitting here with no boxing, and the old heads are like, well, shit, why not me? You know what I mean? Like, we're all maybe ready to go a little crazy and do things we'd otherwise not do if only we could go outside and do anything. But we as a boxing community have to say no. Michelle, you're not going to let your dad go out of the house and start construction working, for, let's say. Forget about somebody trying to hit him with a sledgehammer. You don't want your 50-year-old father, like, busting concrete. Boxing is a brutal sport on your body, just the training aspect of it. Much less some other guy who's been training trying to bust your head open. Our fighters who have made their name, who have given us years and years of their life, have put blood, sweat, tears, put their life on the line many a night in the ring for our amusement and, of course, for their own legacy and wealth, deserve now for us to do them the favor of protecting them from themselves. That's what the referee's job is, right, in the ring? That's what the cornerman's job is in the ring. Well, they're out of the ring now. So it's the fight fan's job to protect the fighter from himself. No, Evander. Yeah. No, Mike. You know what, Shannon? Let's not go, champ. Like, no.
No, I agree. I mean, even George Foreman had a lot to say about Mike Tyson coming back. I mean, he thinks that he's more than capable of doing it. Like I said, it's not something that I support. Is it like at first when I heard all of this, I assumed it was like, we have like the Fantasy Fridays where we like, if so-and-so was to fight so-and-so, like who would win? I didn't really think this was like real.
Like, oh, we can still do that?
Yeah, like, we can still, wait, who, what, why? So, I mean, if it's a money issue, it's still a bad decision. Because let's say, for example, okay, you got paid $20 million. Well, what happens if you come out of the ring and something happens to you, you don't get to enjoy that money? Is it really worth you possibly spending the rest of your life here on Earth capacitated to a point where you may not be able to do anything? I don't think so. But again, I'm curious if the fans actually want to see that. Do they think it's a good idea?
Yeah, and I'm afraid, Michelle, it's probably going to be a mixed bag. Because I've seen a lot of reaction initially when they thought the fight was made. And I don't hear a lot of people talking like us. In fact, I hear very few echoing these sentiments. But maybe that's because it's not real yet. They're excited about an Instagram video and there's nothing going on, so we'll take anything.
But they'll be the same people that when he's, God forbid, something happens to him, they're going to be like, this is disgusting. How did boxing allow this to happen? Like,
no. They'll be like making memes of how Mike Tyson can't form a sentence anymore. They'll be showing Shannon Briggs in a wheelchair or Evander Holyfield having a fucking heart attack. Like, it'll be fodder. And what I'm hoping is that before all of that kind of trolling and really disgusting elements of just the human behavior comes out, that the better of us will stop the community from allowing this to go forward in the first place. Because we can stop it. Like, we can say, no, just as a voice of the consumer, this is not okay. We can't expect a promoter to do that for us because they're going to make too much money off it. And you can't talk a fighter who believes he can still fight out of fighting. You and I both, Michelle, know that tirelessly. So it's up to the community of fans to be like, yo, you are more valuable to us than this now. You've done.
Hey Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you go ahead and do so by clicking this icon right here and hit the bell button so you can get notified every time we upload a new video. And we also have a free app available on iTunes and Google Play. So make sure you go and download that. Bye Fight fans.